The comment by the leader of the opposition, Philip J. Pierre, about St. Lucia's lack of preparedness for COVID-19 has sparked a firestorm on social media and beyond. The leader of the opposition initially made the statement on Tuesday at a town hall meeting in Dennery. In a sit-down with News Force on Wednesday, Pierre repeated his statement that St. Lucia is the least prepared of all Caribbean nations for COVID-19. But how does he support his assertion?
I maintain that based on the country's dependence on tourism, based on the country's population in the OECS, in terms of people who live there, and based on our dependence on tourism, I think the government was late in ordering the testing equipment, and I think that the government failed in that respect. Secondly, you heard the Prime Minister made statements about quarantine. These statements were made almost ad hoc. As far as I know, there ought to be a quarantine board, and the Prime Minister, he just said so. I'm saying that from the time we heard about that virus, from early February, when the Labour Party held a press conference, the government should have made adequate arrangements for quarantine or isolation. I think the government acted slowly or too slowly in this regard.
The ruling United Workers' Party responded to the statement by the leader of the opposition, accusing him of fearmongering at a sensitive time.
It just says to us that the leader of the opposition, he has no idea what is going on. He's either not listening and not following to the advisories and what is happening in the country with reference to preparation, and perhaps he's acting just like the ordinary, like certain persons who choose not to listen to the facts and the information that is being given, but they just want to spread lies and propaganda to create panic and to create that sort of mistrust on the island. We're saying that this is not the time to play politics with this thing. This is the time for all St. Lucians to come together.
But the leader of the opposition maintains that it's the government that has failed in its core responsibility to protect the people's health. He makes a distinction between the healthcare professionals, whom he says are working tirelessly, and the political directorate, whose performance he says is wanting.
Why did it take the government nearly 4 years, near general election, to borrow $20 million US to repair St. Jude after they had demolished 2 buildings? There's been absolutely no scientific, no engineering proof why the 2 buildings had to be demolished. I think this is an election gimmick, and I maintain that the government is playing games with the health care of the people of St. Lucia, particularly the people of the South.
With COVID-19 in the Caribbean and at St. Lucia's doorsteps, the island's badly stretched public healthcare sector will be tested as it probably has never been tested before if this epidemic were to set foot on St. Lucia's soil. Saint Lucian for the HTS News Force.